Hello, people. How y'all doing? The title of today's show is Israel Doctrine versus Hassan Campbell YouTube Wars. Get personal. Now I'm gonna go back. This is when I was in Chicago doing my Hebrew Israelite uh, conversation topic or whatever. I did it in a rock and roll hotel in Chicago, and I met this brother there. We met online before then, but I forget his name, but his website is Ask the Streets Media. And he interviewed me. So we're going to listen to the interview. This is 7 years ago, people. I've been on this forever.
Peace, how you doing?
Yes, sir. What's good with you, brother? How you doing today, man?
I'm great, man. Just another day out here fighting against these dark principalities, bro.
That's what's up. Now, I heard you had an exclusive story you wanted to break loose with me, man, and I appreciate that. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. What's going on out there, man?
Okay, well, I'm currently in a situation with this Africa Bambata kind of raspy fiasco that's been taking place for about 2 years now. And I'm deep down in the midst of it. Me and one of the victims of Bambata, alleged victims, we got into it. This victim name is Hassan Campbell. Poppy is this alias on the street or whatever. Me and him got into it because he told me basically a story, a pre-interview story, that once we got into the interview, he changed up everything in the interview. So I thought he was full of bull crap then. And so I didn't think much of it and too hard. But as time went on, he talked to another YouTuber by the name of Campbell, and he told him basically get some money. You know, do your thing and get paid by YouTubers through PayPal, Super Chat, or whatever. You know, the thing that most people have a problem with in the community since Polite and Sonetta and all the scamming and different stuff been going on. I told him to start an organization to help the children and stuff due to the fact of the story he was telling me he was helping children and doing stuff then. So as time went on, he didn't listen to me. He listened to the brother I call Primo, you know, Campbell, and he listened to him. So I made a show basically telling them, you know, go hard or go home, man. You're out there playing. You're not really out there to help the victims and things that nature. Right. So he came into my chat, told me that, you know, my channel's weak. I can't give him no advice and things of that nature. So what took place after that was basically me going in and showing them what I do to people on YouTube. I start breaking it down, his story, and dismantling his story.
Right.
Once I do that, he attacked my mother because he couldn't do nothing with the questions I was asking and the information that I was pulling up. So he said, basically, he'll fuck my mother and do different, you know, wicked things towards my mother. Then I was in his chat, so I told him, my mother's dead. So then he was like, I dig her up and shit on her and do, you know.
Oh, that's bogus.
That right there pissed me off, but all it did was motivate me to do what I was doing more, which made me download more videos, watch more footage, listen to him more, read articles and stuff, and dismantling his story more.
Right.
So, you know, at this point, that's what it is. Dismantle this man on the internet for what he not doing for was trying to hit the children and attacking my mother. So that's what we had in the story right now.
Okay. And now you talking about Poppy, just to be clear, right?
Yes, Hassan Campbell, a.k.a. Poppy.
Okay, gotcha. I'm with you now. Okay, where you at now?
So, let me proceed on with the story then. I thought you might add a question, but I can proceed on. So, what I learned in dismantling him is that, number one, he's been telling people what's going on and he's been scattering it all over the place. It was fragmented. So you got a defragmented conversation is basically what I did. So in doing it, I went back to the start. You put a Facebook video up, said that Africa Bambaataa was molesting children and doing things of that nature. They called him up, told him to take it down. Once he took it down, they had a meeting with him. The Zulu Council in Africa Bambaataa. Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Council basically talked him down from, going further with the aggravations of what was going on. They made an agreement for him to be quiet, and they were going to do certain things. At that point, conspiracy conspiring together is what was taking place. A conspiracy conspiring together to keep the actions of Africa Bambaataa from hitting the public, keeping it in-house and not letting it get out to the public.
So you said he was gonna take some money to keep it quiet?
Well, he didn't say he asked for money. He asked for Bambaataa to buy a tombstone for one of his brothers by the name of Bio. And his name is Baby Bio. So he asked for a tombstone for Bio.
Okay.
And he asked Africa Bambaataa to start something for children. Now, this is a child molester, a child abuse.
Right.
Those of the same sex, males, yes. So he wouldn't probably abuse the girls, but now you're giving them access to young men. That don't make sense, but that's what he asked for. And Bambaataa apologized to him. He said, cried and apologized, and also said he was going to step down as a Zulu leader and stuff. So these things was talked about in the meeting. This is what he told us. So if it was any money or whatever, we didn't get that information from him, so I can't say that. But anyway, whatever it was, and however much extra stuff it was, they satisfied him, and he was going to satisfy them by keeping his mouth shut. This is where the next victim comes out. His name is Ronald Savage. 6 months later, pretty much after Hassan, Campbell, a.k.a. Poppy, dropped his video talking about Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation going to the Million Man March. Ron Savage dropped his video. When Ron Savage dropped his video, he comes out, talks to Star. Star make a video of him coming out, and he dropped a video of Hassan Poppy Campbell at the same time. So Ron Savage comes out. He basically hit Star up on Twitter, told him he wanted to come out. So now Ron Savage come out, Poppy video pop back up. He's mad. He want to bust Ron Savage head. He want to do some violence. And he's mad and stuff because he done made everything straight with them. And he said he's going to be quiet. And he was ready to keep his oath for silence. Yeah.
Okay.
So now, this is going to cause him to break his oath to silence. Due to the fact that IDT manager by the name of Mickey Benson and the man that got stabbed with Bambaataa on April the 1st, 2013. They was on the phone with him, with Star, DJ Star in the morning. Back in the days, it was Shot 97 or the Star Channel. Troy Terrain is his government, right?
Okay.
They was on the phone with him, trying to get the video taken down. They couldn't get the video taken down, so basically the Zulus say, you went back on your word, this video done popped back up. A sister by the name of Pepsi put a hit out on him, Star, Sarnetta, and other people.
Damn.
Threatening their lives.
Damn. They hold on. So when Ron Savage came out, they assumed that it was Poppy who came out with the shit instead. So then they put a hit out on him.
Yeah, it didn't matter. The video
Sarnetta and somebody else?
Star, Sarnetta, and Hassan. Everybody that was dealing with the thing at the time. Because they had the press conference on 125th Street with the whole AKA Campbell community.
Right, with Cesaria.
Right. So, even before then, they put the hit out on him as started calling him a snitch, making him basically a victim of the streets now, because the streets would deal with a snitch, or they don't care about how you deal with a snitch. So at this point, this is what we get. So now it gets a little deeper, because I'm breaking all this down, and he's mad, and he attacked my mother and stuff, and he attacking, you know, other individuals, shooting at her, and so on and so forth.
Right.
Any questions at this point?
No, so I mean, like, where's his attack coming from? His attack is coming from the fact that you breaking the whole story down and exposing that he was on the inside of it, or I mean, like, what is it? Because I have noticed that he going at Sarnetta too, and I heard him mention your name in this thing right here. So I'm like, and I'm not a whole 100% sure as to what it was all about. So I'm still starting to come clear now. So go ahead and finish the story.
Well, he came in Sarnetta because he said Sarnetta tried to set him up with Immortal Technique and Red Pill. Immortal Technique, the rapper, Red Pill, who was a part of the conscious community.
Right.
And Sarnetta seen this guy one day. They made it. Sarnetta called him up to make a meeting because Immortal Technique was supposed to talk to him. So they meet on 125th Street. Sarnetta and Immortal Technique go down the street. They talk. And eventually he walks away, as he say, to go put some coins in the meter, and he meet one of Africa Bambaataa soldiers. Tafik is his name. So at this point, he said Sarnetta tried to set him up. That's what him and Sarnetta beef was about.
Okay.
Right? Now he's trying to tie me and Sarnetta in, trying to say I work for Sarnetta and I'm one of his soldiers or one of his hitmen. But that's not the situation. You attack me, you attack my mother, you attack Sarnetta. He said he was going to kick Sarnetta's wife in the ass, and then Sarnetta gave his wife AIDS and stuff. And Sarnetta didn't appreciate that, so he attacked. Eventually, me and Sarnetta get together and do a show.
Man,
but
going hard.
that's as much as our relationship go with dealing with this thing. We have, you know, the same enemy at this point, so we join forces to shut them down. Sarnetta got a platform with a lot of viewership, and I had a conversation that they need to hear. So we joined forces and did what we did. So that's how me and Sarnetta get tied up into this thing. But while I'm doing this, I go and search for answers. So I find out that there's a Colorado-based writer that writes for PJK Slade Straight Stun magazine by the name of Khalil Money. He's an ex-Hebrew Israelite out of Miami. He dealt with the Yahweh ben Yahweh. Well, he turned pig and became an informant for them to take down the Yahweh ben Yahweh camp down in Florida.
Okay.
So I didn't know this, but I found him, I interviewed him, and in the midst of the interview, he tell me he's a government informant.
Damn.
So now, we got a government informant that's dealing with this.
And
now he himself, has been threatened by the Zulu Nation. They didn't know he was a government informant. Like, I didn't know he was a government informant. DJK Slade didn't know he was a government informant. You know, dealing with that trial, because he became a witness that ended up in witness protection. So they cleaned all his old records up and gave him a new identity. No one would have ever knew unless he came out and told it. And he came out and told it because he got some TV specials and stuff when he telling this stuff. So he came out and told it on my show, and I'm like, what the fuck am I?
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, now me and him basically joined forces because he's the first one to write it. He sent it to the Star Chamber, Shot 97, DJ Star, or Star in the Morning now. And he just basically talked about it just a little bit. Then when he get Ron Savage, he run with the story. But Khalil Money sent him the article, and that's what made him talk about it just a little bit until he got Ron Savage, and then he said, "Well, I'm the first one to break the story and stuff." When Khalil Money is the first to break the story. So now we're moving on down the road with this conversation. Me and Khalil Money, we basically started working because Poppy attacking him, he attacking me, attacking Sonetta. And so while I'm doing certain things, Khalil Money doing what he's doing his journalism. So what he's doing, he's writing about it now.
Okay.
And as he's writing about it, he's becoming more involved in stuff. So eventually he tell the world that basically, Poppy, you're going to have to go to them people, the FBI. When you get ready, I'll walk you through the door.
Now.
So this is going on. At the same time, I start what we know now is what happened to that boy movement. Playing off of the Clips and the Birdman song. Now, here's what happened to the boy that stabbed Bambaataa in 2013. To be exact, April the 1st, 2013. You know, what happened to him, but what happened to Poppy? What happened to Ron? What happened to all these different men? How did it play on their psyche and everything else? We just ain't got too deep in that because we got to still unravel Hassan Campbell to find out what happened to that boy.
Now, you can tell they're not straight, though.
Go ahead.
I say you can tell they're not straight, though. You can tell, man, they got something, you know what I mean, there's something in their head going on, man. So, you know, it's definitely probably issues dealing with that incident, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the deal with the psychoanalyze another situation. But this is what we have with it pretty much. The movement is here now. What happened to that boy? We're trying to find out what happened to that boy. Hassan Campbell said in the interview on Queen's Flip that Bambaataa put a hit out on the boy. He said in the Dave Wedge Vice magazine article that he was the first one that Bam came to about killing the boy. Maybe the only one. He might not be the only one, though, because in the Queen's Flip, he said he was one of the soldiers. But anyway, Bambaataa gave the order to kill the boy, from what he said. Other people try to say, well, Bambaataa said, don't touch the boy. Now, that means Zulus or people in Bronx River know who this boy is.
Right.
And earlier this week, Hassan made a video trying to answer back the question what happened to that boy. And he basically indicated that he's in jail or dead or on the run or something. So at this point, I believe it's safe to say that the boy is missing. What type of missing is the question. So that's what we have with this whole movement now. Ron Savage, who was also a victim, he has came out and joined the movement. He's asking what happened to that boy. And I would like for everyone in Chicago or everyone that watched your channel nationwide to help us in finding that boy and joining this movement. What happened to that boy?
Man, that's deep, man. That's some heavy information right there. I mean, it's almost it sounds like somebody is guilty of murder.
Yes, that's what it sounds like it might turn out to be. God forbid that they killed the young man, but if they did, hopefully, they can be brought to justice and his family can get some foreclosure. People say I'm doing this stuff for YouTube views and things of this nature, but I've seen pedophilia and stuff take place. I've seen pederasty take place. And the fact that there was a minister down here that some of my family used to go to his church, some of the people from this town used to go to his church, and he ended up dead in Memphis, Tennessee, for doing these same things that Bambaataa did, picking up homeless people and dealing with them as if he's a pastor and then having sex with them. And he picked up a young man that didn't want to have sex or was scheming on him. The young man stabbed him up and made off. So it's a near and dear subject to me. But like I said, it touched me in different places in my life. I never had to deal with it physically myself, but I've seen how it then destroyed young people all my life. So I jumped on this when it came to the community crying for help. I kept the story going when no one else would. And my whole thing was to come back this year and deal with that. I was trying to deal with Tariq Noel. He's a victim of Malachi D. York. And I was trying to deal with Hassan, Campbell, and Ron Savage. And that didn't manifest in the beginning of the year. But when what's his name? When Eddie Long died, that's when I made my emergence back into the so-called conscious community. I said I wasn't going to deal with no more till somebody catch a body. And I blamed it on God. He caught a body. He caught Eddie Long. And I came back, started me back with Dr. York in Africa Bambaataa, and eventually led me to talking more about it, and ending up talking to Hassan, Poppy Campbell, and then we clashed kids, and now shit is all fucked up on their side, and look like we might get enough finding the body at the end of the day. So that's the story. That's the the overview of it all. And if anybody wanna follow, conversation of what's really going on, they can come over to my Israel Reloaded channel where I've been talking about it constantly for about a month now. Right. And I'm not gonna get off of it. I might insert other things to stop the monotony of keep doing it, but I'm not gonna leave the subject alone until we find out what happened to that boy.
That's what's up, man. And I guess I guess it's good that you're staying on the case too, because if it's somebody that if it's man, that's deep, man. That's deep. That's all I can think about right now. That's pretty deep, man. That story, that's heavy. I'm trying to figure out why he stay on the internet. He need to stop making videos, man. Stay off the internet. You know what I mean?
Well, he's still a street guy, and any street guy would know you don't talk about certain things on the phone or the internet. But yet, I believe that there's something in him that want to tell that he killed that boy, and he want himself even to be brought to justice. This guy might be suicidal or whatever right now. I think New York City needs to watch out for him. He might be on some Andrew Cunanan ass shit pretty soon. So,
damn. So you say you think he's telling on himself? Basically, he's seeking for some help to tell on himself, huh? That's wild.
You never know what happened to the psyche and the mental. And to kill a victim or somebody that victimized you, that's deep.
That's real deep right there. That's real deep right there. Which is why he probably ain't come up with no hands on him, because they already got dirt on him.
Yeah, when he talks about there's some things that they didn't do, some things that they have done in the past that don't have a statute of limitation on it, and I don't know too many crimes.
Ain't no crimes but murder.
Right, but I'm just saying, I don't know no crime outside of murder that don't have a statute of limitation.
Man. Yeah, man. You got anything else though?
Nah, man, I appreciate you interviewing me, taking this conversation and putting it on your channel.
I appreciate
like I said, I really want people to help join what happened to that boy. We put a hashtag up. Maybe I'll send it to you later so you can see it and, working into whatever you can put up. But yes, we started a hashtag and we just started a movement. Right? When I say we, it's a whole group of us. I'm not a leader. I wrote a statement to someone that was asking me a question earlier, and I said, I'm not a leader of a group. Yes, the Zulu Nation molestation business has evolved into a movement, and I'm trying to do my best to mobilize large number of participants in a collaboratory quest to discover new ways to deal with this matter, the hashtag. And I just have my computer read it right here. I like the way the computer system said. I think y'all will like it too.
Okay. Well, that's what's up, man.
The KCH, if you see any detail that more intrusive wrong. Why is right? So it's PRRRRRRR. What happened? The number 2 that for 2013 is one way we are using info activism to utilize information about the 2013 victim of Africa Bambaataa being missing. So it said, you do know he has been missing going on 5 years now. Because it happened in 2013 when he stabbed Bambaataa. They came out in 2016. Now another year that passed, and we sent it going to 2018. So April the 1st, 2018 will be exactly 5 years since the stab. So if you would, please help in finding him by using the hashtag what happened to that boy 2013. And if Hassan Campbell care to do the same, please let him know. And if he don't care to do the same, go to his videos and put it on there anyway and show solidarity with everyone else that cares about what it was. And he is the key to bringing down Africa Bambaataa. And I believe that everybody is in agreement that whatever Africa Bambaataa was doing for 43 years with the Zulu Nation needs to come to an end if these allegations be true. So that's it, bro.
Man, there it is, man. All right, baby. Ask the Streets Media, baby, with the brother Israel Doctrine. Once again, I appreciate it, man. Holla at you. If you have questions that you would like to ask the streets, contact us at askthestreetsmedia@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.
All right, people, how y'all doing? You're not showing up on my side chat on YouTube. You're showing up in the room, though. As you can see, I'm sharing someone that's speaking in the room. They're posting things of that nature because you won't be able to see them on the YouTube video. They're not up there. These are the type of things they do to my channel because I'm trying to bring down a big pedophile ring. It's more notorious than P. Diddy. It's more notorious than Jay-Z and all that stuff. And it harmed more people than any of them. It's been active a long time. And the first people to deal with this basically then joined in with them. Layla Wells, Star Terrain, and everything else. And the reason I say they joined into it, because they have attacked me for bringing out points that they fail to bring out. Star Terrain is the first person that asked what happened to that boy. Soon as I said it, he started attacking me and flagging my channel and doing all kind of Joe, the scumbag shit that he do, because he's a scumbag ass nigga, and he'll never call my name and come at me like I'm a bitch ass nigga, because he know I'm not a bitch ass nigga. He not gonna take me to court. I done put his pictures up and everything. He done flag and everything, but he failed to fuck with me because he know I fuck his ass up. That's the type of person I am. That's my mentality. So they didn't learn my mentality that I don't go for the bullshit that every other person in the YouTube streets go for and let people run them off so they can freak their children, their wives, and have freak offs and do all that fucking children and killing children and shit. This shit should not happen in our community. But we got people in our community that allows it to happen and turn on me and start trying to attack me. I ain't asked they dumb ass for no money to help me do nothing. I ain't asked nobody nothing but give me a platform to speak and let me talk to an intelligent person, because all I've been dealing with is unintelligent ass people that I've been like, hey, ask me about her son, let's do this and they have too much of a lack of intelligence to do it. Truly, I would be on this internet every day talking about Hassan, Campbell, and all this shit, which I done done it before. But even then, it was too much on me. When you're a one-man army and you fighting a whole community of YouTubers that giving Hassan headshots and everything and licking on his anus and stuff, what the hell could I do? I'm just one man. I've been beating their ass like a madman ever since they've been popping up, one after another, to the point I had a stroke. And that's why I listen back to old interviews and stuff and everything and get caught up. Because Tafik and all that shit was out of my head a couple weeks back. I was like, what was his name? I forgot about Tafik's name. Blah, 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 in different parts of the story when I had my full memory. So I reload my thoughts and everything. It's a hard task, but I need real men and real women that cares about children to come to the channel, listen, watch, and help me with this fight. With that said, I'm finna get up out of here. So like I said, with that said, I'm finna get up out of here. I have nothing to talk with and deal with. I'm about to start a new topic, a new conversation. I'm gonna have it late at night too. And this is peace, what's up? So this is it right here. I'm finna share the new video, the new topic and stuff. So moral psychology, right? Can we all get along has become a culture I can't pronounce it, a dangerous joke on social truth. So we're going to deal with morals and the psychology of it, which is the study of morals and stuff, because that's the problem with the community. The community don't have any morals. They have what the old school, they don't have no home training how to deal with situations like this. Ain't nobody ever taught them how to deal with a grown man going around your community fucking all the boys and blah, blah. Ain't no mother and father sit down and taught a child that they don't tell young girls when you get a period, you can get pregnant and stuff. That's why a lot of these little bastards out here today and everything, because nobody taught the generation before us. And that generation didn't teach the generation after them. So forth to the generation after me is dumb as head, and all they know how to do is to stank your leg or whatever. So with that said, y'all, I talk about Israel Doctrine versus Hassan Campbell YouTube wars daily. They done got real personal. Other people, Khalil the Money, once was on my team. We straightened everything out. I gave him the Sadetta freaked him. Gave him the Troy Star Terrain. Layla Wheels, they done freaked him. They told him he better not talk about 2013. Or he'll get that done Michael Corleone kiss. Not you, Khalil. And that'll be his ass. So with that said, I'm up out of here. I got a foul mouth. Appreciate you listening through the foul mouth and not taking it personal. But I'm out. Peace. 1 sec. You see that? Subscribe to the YouTube channel, please.